What's up, guys? I'm randomfrankp, and today we're going to be showcasing my Blackout EDC. It's been a long time since I've done one of these. I want to say probably close to 3 or 4 years. Most of my stuff has changed or upgraded, but I figured it'd be still cool to bring you guys through what are some of my most used daily accessories that I'm bringing with me on the go, and that all fit into the Blackout EDC realm. So first off, we'll start with my wallet, which is the one thing that's remained the constant out of everything that I have here. I've had this the longest. It is the Bellroy Apex Slim. Now, my wife got this for me back in, I want to say it was like Christmas 2020 maybe. And there was a while where I was on the hunt for a new wallet, like upgrading, buying new ones every few months. So I just wasn't satisfied with what I was getting, really. And this is the one so far that I've definitely had the longest out of probably any wallet ever. And one thing that I really love about the Apex Slim is the fact that it's magnetic. So you can see just how slim this wallet is, and it stays closed. So if you want to open it up, you know you have access to all your stuff, and then you just snap it closed and it stays closed. So inside I have probably, let's see, I have about 7 cards in here, and that's still enough for this to stay closed 24/7. And what I like about it is just the fact that it's very, very simple. There's not a lot going on. You have your 2 pockets for cards, and then underneath, there's additional pockets for either more cards or storing cash. You have a little lever here to pull out to, whether you do have cards or cash here, that'll just pop it out for you. But I just really dig the simplicity here. And again, I've had this the longest out of any wallet ever. It still holds up. Like you can see, for around 4 years, 3-4 years, it's not really like scratched, doesn't look really abused. It ages really nicely. And again, I just love how thin and compact it is without having this massive, bulky, rock in your back pocket. So the Apex Slim from Bellroy has definitely been one of my favorite wallets that I've ever used. Then for my daily driver, as they say, not gonna talk about the keys just yet, but my phone. With the iPhone 15 Pro Max, I did upgrade when this came out. And from Alumu, I have their A15 case on here, which I'm really digging. I had their case on my iPhone 14 Pro Max, and I upgraded and sort of remained the consistent case here with the new model when they released it for 2 reasons. First off, I really like the way it looks. It's sort of transparent, more so like opaque with the frosted material here. They have these in like the frosted color like I have. They have a all clear version. And in addition to the black model, they also have a white model and vegan leather cases. So they have this style in a bunch of different color options and ways. I just really dig the way it looks. And the soft touch material here is really nice in the fact that it doesn't pick up a lot of fingerprints or smudges, so I'm not constantly cleaning it off. Definitely a fan of that. But the second reason why I love this case, and the reason why, again, it remained a constant when I upgraded to this phone, I got the new version for this, is their MagSafe on here is by far the strongest MagSafe I've ever used or seen on a case. And just showing you, I do have their version of like a pop socket. I'll show you more on this in a minute. This is their Go5. It's a MagSafe, pretty much a phone stand, revolves 360 degrees as well, so you can prop it up vertically, horizontally, has a built-in blade. But this is MagSafe, and again, you can like do whatever you want with it. The MagSafe on these cases is really strong, and I definitely dig that. So for this Go5, it's pretty cool because like I said, it pretty much acts as a pop socket, but when you close it up, the profile of this is still very thin and it doesn't add really a lot of bulk to the back. So you can use this for when you're taking calls or just scrolling. The little stand there sort of like acts as a lip, just when you're scrolling whatever social media app you're on, you can use it to, like I said, stand up your phone vertically or horizontally. It works both ways because the whole back here, the stand revolves 360 on the MagSafe base. And a little nifty feature that I don't believe would be TSA compliant, but it is hidden and it's embedded into the stand here. It has this very tiny ceramic blade. You can see it there. It's very, very tiny, but it is very sharp. So this has really been cool for like, when I get a lot of boxes in or something like that, I can just quickly have this and cut the boxes open versus going looking for a knife or a box cutter. So definitely a nifty little integration there. And again, just because it's ceramic doesn't mean it's not sharp. It definitely is. I have cut myself. So that is my combo here from Alumu with the case and their built-in stand. And I've had it here to show off, but I also use an EDC tray from the Ridge. This has been pretty cool. I showed this off in an episode of Cool Tech Under 50 on the channel. But the Ridge is pretty popular for making a bunch of like wallets and EDC stuff like that. I use this to keep everything nice and organized. So as an EDC tray or a catch-all, you can use this on the nightstand by the door when you come in. And at the end of the day, put your wallet here, keep your keys here. There's an extra little slot here. There's a ring slot up here as well, just to keep things, again, nice and organized, not a lot of clutter. It also has a little like grooves for just routing a cable in for when you're charging your phone, but a nice and simple EDC tray. I wanted to use it naturally as I was going throughout this video. But like I said, I did show it off in an episode of Cool Tech Under 50. It's been a nice integration for the nightstand, honestly. End of the day, just unload the stuff here and it works out. So yeah, I use that in conjunction with everything. I believe it's like $50, which is kind of expensive for an EDC tray, but it looks nice. It gets the job done. Pretty minimal and simple for my keys. I don't have a lot on here at all. I use this key organizer and loop from Orbit Key, which just holds my key fob for my car. I do have an Apple AirTag on here, just in case I ever lose my keys. Very convenient because it shows me where on the Find My app where my keys are, and if it's in the vicinity of me, I can just play the little chime and it'll show me to that. And it also gives you like a real-time little indicator of where it is. You can walk around and find it. And then just a little film roll, which has pictures of me and my son. So just, very simple. Like I said, it's a little key ring for keeping everything organized from Orbit Key. Speaking of Orbit Key, I do have one of the newer additions that I've picked up recently. I know you're all just wondering about this handgun. I'll put that off to the side for now. So from Orbit Key, I do have their hybrid laptop case. This is a really cool thing for on the go because it keeps your laptop in this really nice case when you're traveling so it doesn't get damaged. But also, when you open it up, one of the things it has, and I'm kind of limited for space here, so let me just move everything off to the side. It has a sort of built-in mouse pad area. So you can use this if you're at like a cafe or something, and it's now your own workspace for getting some work done. In this area here, you can have a mouse. Little nifty integration. It's not the biggest mouse pad surface, but if you are using a mouse, it'll get the job done. And then you can just fold it in and then fold it up and you're good to go. I do have a Damascus case from D-Brand on here. I used to have the triple black version, but this obsidian version, I think is really nice because without any lights on it, the skin is all black. When you do introduce lights, as you can kind of see from the overhead shot, it changes colors with like a rainbow-like reflection, but without any of that, it's all black. And you guys know I dig the topo skin, so this fits in perfectly. And for the laptop, I haven't upgraded in a while. This has been more than fine for me. This is the 2021 M1 Pro MacBook Pro, and it is a 16-inch model. It gets the job done. I don't do too much work in editing on here. That's mainly for my PC behind me, but this is also great for getting some stuff done that I need to on the go. It's definitely strong enough. I do mainly like room tour project editing on here, but this is where all of my prep and browsing and emails and my daily stuff really gets done on here. So yeah, it's a really nice little combo. Again, I am on the go a lot despite, working from home, which is kind of why it's a little messy in here. So it's a really cool, just little, fold up duo from Orbit Key. Really digging that. Also, despite me being very techie, I do like to keep most of my notes tangibly on paper. So I'm a big pen and paper guy. I really don't plan a lot of my videos in like a notes app where I don't use anything fancy on my laptop for keeping things organized. I have a giant notebook which I write everything down in, and that's how I plan out the monthly schedule, what the products are gonna be. So yeah, I still like to keep that pen and pencil mindset here. And I'm a big fan of these Kako, I believe is how you say it. They're retractable 5mm, pretty much like gel ink pens, but it's a very nice, consistent, line whenever you're writing, so it doesn't blotch a lot. The texture on this is really nice. It's very, matted, but it feels sort of grippy at the same time. The pack of 10 was like, I want to say like $8, something like that. So not bad at all. It's a 5mm tip, so just feels really good for writing. It's just a really nice consistent line each time. I don't know. I don't have like a fancy $100 pen addiction or anything like that. I've seen some pens out there. And it's funny because like pens and the keyboard scene and a lot of that like more tactile stuff is very intertwined together. And for someone myself who's big into the keyboard scene and likes watches and stuff, I'm really not a big like novelty pen guy. Something simple and affordable that I can buy in bulk and have them just around the studio, around the house, I can just grab. Yeah, I'm a big fan of these. Again, they're very affordable and a nice 5mm tip. I always like that more fine tip to them. These have been getting the job done, needless to say. And yeah, can't complain about them. Now, before we move on to the thing everyone's been eyeballing, I assume, very different from what I usually show on the channel. I also have been, like I just alluded to, very big into watches. I feel like I've worn a watch since like 4th grade. I don't know what it was. I've always had a watch on growing up. This one is definitely a bit different though than the watches that I usually wear or that like, I'm more drawn to. This is a very simple looking watch and it's from Super 11. It's their Apollo landing like 50th year anniversary moon watch. I like it because, like I alluded to before, I'm big into the, the topographic maps and that sort of design. We have our very own mouse pad in that theme that we launched in 2019, which is why I use the skins, and we have the topo, the mice release and the keycaps. So if you're familiar with me and the channel, you know what I'm talking about. For a while, I've looked for a topo themed watch and I never really come across it. A few years ago, I got like an email for like, hey, check out our Kickstarter. No, it was actually it was an Instagram ad, and then I signed up through it to get emails for their Kickstarter, and I bought their watch. I think it looks pretty cool. It's very, very simple, black and white, and very, very neatly sort of integrated into it. You can't really tell unless you're looking at it at an angle, which you can then see the actual contoured lines inside. I don't know what part of the moon the sort of pattern inside is designed after, but I assume it would be from that because you can see the sort of like crater impacts for all the contour lines. But yeah, this was a no-brainer. When I saw it, I picked it up. Again, it's not, my usual style, but I just dig the topo contour on the inside and nice and simple. And then lastly, I won't spend too much time on it because I don't know really what the regulations are on YouTube for a tech channel showing off firearms, but not so much an EDC from me, okay? This isn't my gun that I take out with me. This has been the gun that I've had a few months now, but I love taking to the range or an indoor range to just, shoot for fun. This is the Ruger Mark IV Tactical. And I've done some modifications to make it all black and stealthy. I just really, really love this gun. It's very, very fun to shoot. Again, I don't carry this gun with me every day on the go. That's more so for like, protection and stuff. This just more for target and just having fun with it. So with the Ruger Mark IV Tactical, again, I don't know how many of you are familiar with firearms, but they have this version and a light model, which has different like designs to the barrel, bunch of different colors. So for the actual changes that I've made, first off is gonna be the bolt inside. So you can see right here where the bolt is, it is black. Stock, it's silver, but I swapped the bolt with a all black bolt from an all black Ruger Mark IV light. So that was one of the first changes I made just to make it more stealthy looking, Second, obviously, is gonna be this Halo charging handle from Tandem Cross. Just makes it super easy to, pull back because stock, it's, there's little ridges on here. So you can still, easy to do. This just makes it so much more convenient for that. One of the other things I've done is I modified the magazine a little bit. The stock spring inside is fine. I like to shoot subsonic rounds, which are a lot quieter usually. This is a 22 caliber gun, so it takes, 22. So with the subsonics in here, they're not the easiest to feed into the gun sometimes. It does have a habit of getting jammed. So I did swap this out with a tighter spring inside just so that feeding is a lot, easier and more consistent. So another change I made there, from Tandem Cross, I have their compensator on here. Now, I'm sure people probably laugh at the fact that a 22 handgun has a compensator on it, but again, for whether you're target practicing or competition stuff, this is really cool because the grooves and the cutouts in here are angled outwards. So when you are aiming down the barrel, the gases disperse outward, not getting in the way of your vision. And with these subsonic rounds and just, the firing of the gun itself, it's very, very little recoil, which is what makes this gun so fun. But just that little bit of compensation here, naturally, from those gases being shot out, it's just enough to keep the recoil so much more controlled, where it's like there really honestly is barely any recoil. If you look up videos of people shooting these, it's just such a fun gun. So again, very, very different from the stuff that I usually show off on this channel, I know, but again, for an EDC video, and again, all black as well, I figured it would fit in, make sense. A really fun competition gun, or just, going to the range and shooting. Very quiet, all things considered as well, and super, super easy to handle. One button takedown, a very, very fun handgun. And guys, I think that'll wrap it up for my all black EDC today. Hope you all enjoyed. I'll link to the relevant products for you guys in the description down below so you can check it out. If you like this more different style of an EDC video, let me know by giving this video a big thumbs up to show your support. Feel free to follow me on Twitter at randomfrankp. And lastly, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Hope you all enjoyed. Have a good day.